Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini coming at you on behalf of PuckettFanShop.com. And over at PuckettFanShop.com, that's my website where I have all my beautiful dog designs on all kinds of products, from shirts to stickers to hoodies to sweaters to socks, just anything you can think of. We put our beautiful dog designs on. I'd love to do business with you, so head over to PuckettFanShop.com and check us out. But what I got for you today is are the Arkansas Razorbacks top 10 highlights versus the Alabama Crimson Tide, which was played last Saturday. A little late on this video, just been super busy, but I had it ready, and I love to do these highlights to tell you some good things that happened, because it's all been doom and gloom after Alabama beat us. But just remember, guys, Alabama was really good, and we're not to that level yet. I mean, we competed in some areas pretty well and got the game close there in third quarter, but just couldn't quite pull it out. But that was a great job of the players believing, and that shows that this coach staff's doing a good job with them, guys. To come back from 28 down and get within 5 points, I mean, that's unreal. A lot of teams would just fold it up and quit. But Arkansas fought back, and that says a lot. So I was, that showed a lot of character. All right, first off, highlight number one was right guard Bo Limmer. Bo graded out at 80% pass blocking, and he committed no penalties. And guys, once again, that's a very good Alabama offensive line. They got some really good players there that are going to be playing on Sundays. Several of them are. So good job by Bo Limmer there. And he's had a good year. I felt he's been maybe our best blocker all year long, probably the most consistent at right guard. All right, highlight number two was running back Rocket Sanders once again. I mean, Rocket's having a really good year. He had 22 carries for 101 yards, which was a 4.6 yard per carry average. Very good against a very stout Alabama defense. And he scored one touchdown. And I think 22 carries is pretty good for him, I'd almost say maybe give it to him some more. I mean, I think Rockets should be getting the majority of the carries of the running backs. Run him until he's worn out, man. We don't have no time to rest. So just keep giving it to him, And I think Rocket lives up to his name. He's a big play guy. We got some other good ones too, but I really like that we gave it to him 20 times. And, I think that was good. Get it to his hand, get it in his hands as many times as you can, in my opinion. All right, he graded out at 71% on the game, which is, man, you're playing against Alabama. You guys, you can't forget how good they are. They're going to be around that national championship picture. They're tough to beat, I promise you. All right, wide receiver Keytron Jackson, had another good game for us, showing he's a good player. He had 4 catches for 48 yards, which was a 12-yard per catch average. And that's so every time he touched the ball, he got a first down. That's huge, That's big plays. He did score a touchdown. He graded out at 70%. So he's showing that he needs to get the ball more, I mean, when he get the ball in his hands more, let's up it. Maybe he needs to be our go-to guy. He's prototype size and speed for an NFL receiver. So this guy needs to get the ball more, I think. Him and Rocket and KJ need to be handling the ball a lot. And, not that our other receivers bad, but he just seems to get open and then makes big plays, All right, highlight number 4 was linebacker Drew Sanders. Drew had another good game. He had 6 tackles and 1 sack. He graded out at 71% overall. He had a 76% tackling grade, which is very good, and then he also graded out 73% in run defense. So he had a good overall game. Playing against a very tough Alabama team. I said going in that it was going to be hard to get a lot of pass rush against their offensive line, that we needed to try to make the running backs block us. And we didn't do enough of that. I would like to see Drew Sanders be matched up on some of the running backs. He'd have won that many times over. And I don't think we did a very good job of doing that defensively. But Alabama's offensive line is probably the best line we'll face all year, other than if we played Georgia or something, somebody like that. But they're very good. But Drew had a good game, another good game. All right, highlight number 5 was cornerback Dwight Mcgothren. He had that big interception there on Alabama's opening drive to take away a sure touchdown. He also graded at 72% in his tackling. He also had a 25% reception percentage. So that means whenever his guy was targeted, he only let him catch 25% of those passes. So I think that his man was targeted 4 times, maybe 5, and he only gave up 1 catch. So that was a real good job by him too. We got 2 pretty good corners. We're struggling with that slot. Who's covering that slot receiver? Alabama found Miles Slusher there early, and he was hurt. He was limping pretty bad. I don't think he should have been out there, especially locked up one-on-one with one of Alabama's receivers. I think that was coaches made a mistake there. They should have had somebody else in there for him. He just wasn't ready to play. And so our outside corners, McGothren and Clark, they're pretty good. We're just having a tough time with our injuries, finding a third nickel corner in there, or sometimes a fourth, if the team gets four wide. But anyway, McGothren had a pretty good game there. All right, our 6th highlight was the defensive end, Zach Williams. He graded out at 75% tackling. He had 3 tackles. He had 1 quarterback hurry, and one of his 3 tackles was for a loss. So Zach had a pretty good game there. And once again, that's going up against a very good offensive line from Alabama. They're good. All right. Highlight number 7 was linebacker Chris Paul Jr. And, he didn't have a great game other than the fact that on that onside kick that we recovered, he takes out 2 Alabama players. You have got to watch that video if you've not. I'll link it below in my description to one of them on YouTube. I mean, wow, he comes there and KOs one guy and then takes out 2, knocks down another guy. And that's why our kicker was able to receive that. He takes out 2 guys. he's like a missile. Hudson Henry, our old tight end who plays with the Chargers, he actually even said something about it on Twitter and posted a video. It was big time. So if you haven't seen it, look at it. It was a great play. And I think Chris Paul Jr. is going to be our next really good linebacker. He's just unlucky. He plays behind Bumper Pool and Drew Sanders. I'm losing my mind. But Chris Paul Jr. is a prototype NFL linebacker, too. He's going to be a good one. Highlight number 8 is defensive tackle Eric Gregory. He graded out at 74% with his tackling. He made 2 tackles. 1 was for a loss, and he also had a QB hurry as well. And anything good like that against Alabama's O-line, I think is really good because I hold them in high regard. All right, highlight number 9 was linebacker Bumper Pool. I heard a lot of people talking about how he had a bad game and this and that. I didn't see him have a bad game. I saw him get blocked a few times, and I thought we played defense a few times. We got caught in some blitzes, and maybe some guys jumped in the wrong hole. But that happens, but we can't let them go one play for 80 yards. That can't happen. But anyway, I thought Bumper had a pretty good game. He tied for the team leading tackles with 8, so he was productive. He had no missed tackles that they give him credit for. He graded out at 81% versus the run. He was 83% in his tackling. 4 of his tackles were for a loss. So it shows you they blitzed him quite a bit, getting him downhill. He also had a QB hurry, also, rushed quarterback there one time. So, and also I say Drew Sanders is the one I believe that tackled, not to get off, but I didn't put it on with Drew, but he's the one that tackled the quarterback for Alabama, Bryce Young, and knocked him out. You hate to injure a player, but that definitely you think would help. But the other one they brought in was faster than him. So Alabama's just loaded, guys. They're loaded, and, I think some of us are overreacting to that game. All right, highlight number 10 was quarterback KJ Jefferson. KJ, I thought, had a pretty good game. He passed for 155 yards, which was his lowest output of the year, but he's playing Alabama, guys. They're good, okay? Come on now. He passed for 155 yards. He threw 1 touchdown with no interceptions, which is huge. He graded out at 67% in the passing game, probably his lowest grade of the year, but he's playing against a very good defense. He also carried the ball 17 times, which I thought was good, but he only rushed for 38 yards. I think Alabama was really zoned in on him. They were not going to let him have a big game. I heard Nick Saban talk about in his press conference that the quarterback run game, they were really going to have to work hard to stop that. And I think Alabama really, that was the big key to them, was not letting KJ get going running, and they did. We run it 17 times, but for only 38 yards, that's like a 2-yard per carry average. That's not very good. But, Alabama, I think, was really trying to stop that. Also, he had no fumbles. He protected the ball well, running and throwing it. That's what he's got to do. Don't lose the game. And I'm not talking about just manage but don't come up with a big bad play, you know. And like Jimmy Johnson, always said, you don't win big games. Generally, you lose them through some, fumbles, interceptions, penalties. That was another good thing too. I should have maybe put on highlights with the penalties. Arkansas once again had less penalties. Alabama had like over 10 for over 100 yards, and Arkansas had like 5 or 6 penalties for like 50, something like that. So I meant to put that as one too. That's a bonus there. I didn't have here on my slideshow that I made. But anyway, guys, that's all I got. Hey, just remember, man, Alabama is probably the only team going to beat them, I would say, is Georgia. And that's if Georgia might not beat them. Alabama's tough. Offensive line's good. They got 3 good running backs. Their defense is good. Across the board, they don't have a weakness. I thought the one guy we could pick on their defense was that cornerback, Kool-Aid, and he killed us in punt returns. But and we did pick on him some. I thought we should have picked on him a little bit more. But, man, the rest of their defense is solid as can be. And on offense, I thought the only person we could pick on like blitzing or rushing was the running backs. I mean, guys, Alabama is a solid team. They don't have that one guy. Bryce Young, yes, is that one guy that kind of sticks out. The receivers are basically young. Nobody knows about them yet. But they're going to get better and better as the year goes on. And we just don't know a lot of their names yet. But they're good players, I promise you. It's like that backup quarterback came in, and their offensive coordinator, I can't think of his name, I'm not a big fan of his. He was the head coach of the Texans. I think he's gets a lot of credit, and he shouldn't, but Bill something or other. But anyway, he'll use this job to skyrocket him to another head coaching job, and he'll stink it up again. But anyway, he said, that backup quarterback, I can't remember his name, but he's at Alabama because we like him, so he's good too. And you can see that dude could fly. I mean, that's what but anyway, he can really fly. That guy was good. All right, so that's all I got, guys. It was a tough loss, but Arkansas played. They didn't just get blown out. They came back from getting down, had a chance there, man. They were a player or two away from taking the lead, and Mike could have hung on to it. You never know. So he showed great fight, and that shows that they believe in his coaches. So let's jump back on the bandwagon with them, guys. And hopefully we'll get a big win versus Mississippi State, which would be tough because what does Mississippi State want to do? They want to throw the ball, and we struggle with our 3rd and 4th corners or nickel backs having to cover receivers. Leach is going to know that, and he's going to pick on it. So we've got to find an answer to that. I heard they moved a receiver to corner, and that was good. We needed somebody. We've had so many injuries just to help them, and so hopefully that'll help. But in Division I football, it's real hard just to change positions like that and do really good. I mean, these guys are so good, But anyway, guys, that's all I got. If you like this video, please hit the like button and come back to my Great Puckettini channel. I do videos on the Cowboys and Arkansas Razorbacks. I try to do 3 or 4 videos a week. Sometimes I get busy, but I hit it pretty close. And so come back there. Also go to PuckettFanShop.com and check out my beautiful dog designs. I love to do business with you. And if there's any dog I don't have, send me a message. I'd love to get another dog breed on there that you might like better. All right, guys, till the next video, we just go Hogs. Got Mississippi State today. Go Hogs and get a Bulldog. Y'all have a great day.